space. It's now about 1 year since we first discovered this unit and thought it could be a great space for our business. Little did we know that the move would end up happening in the middle of a global pandemic. The landlord had been renovating it for some time before he was ready to agree us moving into it. And by that time we were into spring 2020. We almost pulled out, but it was both the best of times and the worst of times really, because the British government announced a bounce back loan, which we realised would be a better deal than we would ever get for finance, and it was now or never really. So here we are, and let me just talk you through what we've tried to do here in terms of lean manufacturing principles. Boards get delivered through this shutter and are loaded onto these racks. The racks to the left are the waste bays, at least the central three of those are. The idea is that any offcuts that we decide to keep go into one bay. The next month you use the second bay, then the third bay, and when you come back to the first bay, you have to throw everything away. If you haven't used it after 3 months, you don't need it. So there shouldn't be any offcuts anywhere else. Waste management is a key principle of lean. These wheeled carts are a really good way to be lean as well. You can easily move things off the panel saw and between workstations. You don't want to be stacking anything horizontally ever, except when it's on the rack prior to cutting. Everything should be stacked vertically so you can access any piece. And with these bays and this big design of cart, you can separate out parts for different units. So as you can see, those carts can come right up to the workbenches. We've got 2 workbenches here. This is Brady's bench, at least for now. Brady's bench, my bench over there. I'm in here less, so Brady gets the run of the main tools. Again, lean principles. Everything is close together. You want to reduce distance between tasks, and you want to think about the flow. So typically, off the saw, we're cutting MDF for painting. The next step would be pocket hole drilling. There may be some cutting to length, and for some of the jobs we do, there are these little battens right where we need them. Straight onto chop saw, straight to the router when you need to do it. Drill press, hand tools are here, and this is the sanding bench, which has downdraft extraction, but that was one of many experiments where we set something up and then we just don't quite use it, or don't use it quite how we thought. There's been a lot of thought and a lot of experimenting gone into this whole place, and it continues to be developed. I'm quite pleased with this clamping arrangement on my bench here. This is the Craig clamp track system. And you'll see lots of things on wheels. So these are meant to be tool carts. Brady's one is better set up, so he can have his fixings here and tools on top. Starting to put things up on the walls, although originally we were trying to keep everything as kind of clear as possible and not put stuff up just for the sake of it, but inevitably things have been added. Now we've got the edge bander here that is broken at the moment, needing renovation, and the table saw, second hand, that took a lot of setting up, but that is cutting square now. This is my standing desk, which may in future be replaced by a wood burning stove, since I've really got enough workspace here. Now this corridor, again, thinking lean, sometimes things will push straight on down there to the assembly area, which I'll show you in a minute. Certainly when we get up and running with edge banding and CNC, which will be over there where that tool extractor is, hopefully early next year, then certain things will come straight off the CNC to edge banding, to some processing here, but then straight on down. A lot of the work we do right now though goes into the spray booth, which is through this door here. I'll just switch that light on. Now this spray booth has really transformed things for us. We do quite a lot of painting. We were lucky enough to have this booth already here. In fact, there were two. We dismantled one. We've put the sprayer into an insulated box here for the winter with a little tubular heater in there. That's the Graco Finish Pro 395. Same with the paints in there. We installed a sink. We reused the ceiling tiles that were in the whole space originally, and we've reused and modified some wheeled carts that were also here. These are the inlet filters, and the booth itself has big fans going straight out the roof through these filters. We've been experimenting also with infrared drying because it is only water-based paint we use. Having some trouble with that gas infrared thing over there, so we've reverted back to the electric infrareds here. So on down the corridor, it's good to have a bit of overspill space. There may be some extra tools like a planer thicknesser that I've still got to bring from my old workshop that may live there. And then this is the area where things are finished off. Final assembly is done, boxes are packed for components, and then projects go out this shutter to the van. This space here can be for doors and panels that are ready to go out, usually wrapped, or they may be vinyl wrapped doors which we just buy in and they wait here again ready to go straight out to the van. Everything should be as near as it can be to where it wants to end up. Packaging in here, nice big workbench. These are all made from old racking material, and I'm just now in the process of trying to finalize the Kanban storage area. The idea with Kanban, it's a Japanese system, is you keep your standard components in a two-part box. I mean, there are other ways of doing it, but this is the way we've gone with it. When the first section of the box is empty, you pull out your Kanban card and you reorder according to the instructions on that card, which includes a pre-decided reorder quantity. So it just becomes very quick and second nature to get stuff ordered. The second part of the box there should be big enough that you'll have stock until the order arrives. I'm working on putting all our lighting components in these nice tipping boxes here. And these, by the way, are from a company called Our Packaging, A-U-E-R. It's a German company. A little brochure over here, actually. Lovely boxes. If you get excited about boxes like I do, then this is a great company to look at. Look at ourpackaging.com. Now, if you're interested in what I've shown you here, I've been documenting the whole process of setting this place up on my member area over at buymeacoffee.com/freebird. Every step of the way, each week in the first few weeks, I was sharing what we were learning and what we were implementing about lean factory flow. I'm actually paying a coach quite a scary amount of money to learn all this stuff, and passing on what I can for a lot less money at my membership site is just an example of a principle of lean, the wastes of lean. So if that's whetted your appetite, then go have a look at the members site. There's lots else there. There's a long series about the manufacture of one of our biggest fitted furniture projects to date, and lots of new content coming out every month. If you do decide to sign up there, it helps to support me through this process of setting up until we are really running at a pace where we can start to be paying back that loan we took. But more importantly for you, it gives you really great value content. If not, just catch my updates here on YouTube and Instagram. Quite active on Instagram with stories, sharing what we're doing. For example, we recently shared the squaring process for this panel saw. Try to share whatever I can that's helpful, because it's not easy setting up in woodworking. It's a very complex thing to get going with a woodworking business. Well, I'll leave it there. I'm doing this just before Christmas. Have a great Christmas if you're watching this in Christmas 2020, and check in and see how our business growth journey develops throughout 2021.